for corporate municipal purposes only. That means the city, no schools. We filed this petition pursuant to revised code 709.24 and request that the city council of the city of East Cleveland take all necessary steps pursuant to law. This includes, but is not limited to, passing an ordinance declaring its intention to enter into annexation negotiations with the city of Cleveland within 30 days of receiving this petition, submitting a certified copy of said ordinance to the city council of the city of Cleveland, appointing 3 commissioners to represent the city of East Cleveland in negotiation, submitting the question of annexation to a vote of the electors at the next regular election or primary election within 30 days of receiving the conditions of annexation from the commissioners, and all other steps required by law. That's what it says. It says there's a commission. It says it's for municipal purposes only, which means it doesn't include the schools. So if anybody wants to dispute that, I welcome you to read the same English language printed in black and white on said petition as I just read, and we can engage in that discussion. There was a gentleman here who said that the police chief thoroughly disrespected him on Thursday, April 2nd, in the evening at McGregor during a meeting. I want to inform this council that the police chief was not present at that meeting. The police chief was not present at that meeting. So, you know, there are some discrepancies there.
Commander
How
Cardilli.
can you throw anyone out if you're not present at a meeting? And any resident or non-resident who feels as if they are some way mistreated by the East Cleveland Police Department is more than welcome to go to internal affairs or come directly to me or come directly to the police chief to have that incident investigated, and we are happy to do so. Someone talked about perhaps higher taxes in Cleveland. We just want to know that we made no mention of property tax. They're about the same. What we talked about were water rates. The water rates that we pay, the city of Cleveland charges its residents a lower rate for water than it charges suburban customers. If an entity, if a city becomes a part of the city of Cleveland, the water rates go down. I think we all use water, and I feel for those who don't. But certainly we pay lower water rates. And anyone who works in lives in East Cleveland, works in Cleveland, you pay 2% income tax to the city of Cleveland. You pay 2% income tax to the city of East Cleveland. That's a 4% total of your income in local taxes. The East Cleveland portion of that would go away. So your local income tax would be cut in half. So to the statement that taxes would go up, there's some data out there that says the opposite. Again, this does not involve schools. I would say all that to say this. We will enter into something that's not a secret process, but a very, very public process. One by one, by one, by one, by one. Individual residents will choose whether to sign a petition or not sign a petition. It's as simple as that. Individuals will choose on a one-on-one basis to engage in this process or not engage in this process. And at the end of it, everybody who wants input into the process can have input into it, and then collectively we'll decide. That's it. And if we make this a bloodbath, the way that East Cleveland makes everything a bloodbath, we all lose. So I'm not here to argue with anybody. We're just presenting information. Now, we do have a lot of information to share and to present. Everybody does. And we owe it to ourselves to do that really in a rational way that we can all receive and process for ourselves. As individuals, everybody's different. And in the end, you make your decision as an individual, and when we add up all the individual decisions, whether the individual says yes or the individual says no, then we have the democratic process and we've made a decision. But ultimately, it lies with the people. And as the mayor, I have an obligation to this community to provide important information that's out there and enter us into discussions that have at least opened up an option. And as individuals and collectively, we can decide whether or not we choose that option. I've never told anyone that we must merge. I've never advocated for it. What I'm advocating for is the study and then the collective decision, not an argument with anybody. Thank you.
Mr. Mayor, I think that basically someone was questioning the fact of whether or not you followed the procedure